Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today we're on the third day of slaying. So this is the third look for you. I'm feeling all fresh because I've had my hair cut and I've just done my skincare, so my base is really fresh, but I'm still going to go in with the vitamin C skin reviver because I do like that glow under my makeup. So you just apply that like you would a moisturiser. Then I'm going to go in with the Insta Blur on my nose. This is good for filling in your pores and creating a smooth canvas ready for you to put makeup on. It's always best if you warm it up in between your fingertips first. I do find it applies better that way. Then I'm going to start with some brows. So I've just ordered a brow and liner kit from the Body Shop at home, so I can show you how to use that as well. But for now I'm going to use my usual brow pencil, but just in the darker shade because I've just had my hair done, so it wouldn't match if I used the lighter one. And you just want to do light hair strokes underneath the eyebrow. I'm keeping the eyebrows quite natural because I am doing a eyeshadow look, so it's not going to be really in your face, but it's not going to be the most natural. So I'm just going to call it like a daytime look, if you will. I've got Zoom meetings all day and trainings. Monday is always busy for me. So I'd like to put a little bit of makeup on, but not obviously full blown, because they'd be like, where are you going? I'm COVID. Then I'm just gonna brush those through just to make sure the product is distributed evenly. And now I'd like to flip them up anyway. That never changes. So then I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm using the Fresh Nude Serum Concealer. It actually contains caffeine, so it makes it look like you've had a really nice sleep when you probably haven't. I've actually had quite a good sleep. And what I'm going to do is use this as sort of a eyeshadow base. So I've just dabbed it on both sides to keep the brush nice and flat. I'm just going to outline my eyebrows. And then cover the lid. And we do the same on the other side. And I'm just dabbing that on those spots while I've got it. It doesn't matter if it's not perfectly blended, because I like to go in with my fluffy brush and blend it out by patting it into the skin so you can get that crease free, really smooth base. Because as it's a liquid concealer, if you put powder on without blending it, it will just set it in that way. And we don't want that. So now that is all blended, we're going to go in with our eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using the Own Your Naturals eyeshadow palette. Broke the lid a little bit on this one, but it's got some beautiful shades and some nice browns. Then I'm just going to take the fluffy blending brush and use this colour next to the pink shimmer. It's a really nice light grey brown. Tap off the excess and just wash over the lid. So focusing on the crease. It is just like a gentle wash over the lid. so we can start building that definition. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it just allows a little pop of colour. Then I'm going to go in with a slightly denser blending brush. And just go in with this brown here that's very well used. And tap off the excess, focus that right in the crease. I like to pack it in the crease where I want it and then use circular motions to buff it out. So you can see the difference there, how much that brown has just made. And you can tilt your head back to make sure that they're even, because sometimes you can't really tell when you're looking straight on, because they would look fairly even, but if you look, that one is slightly darker. Then I'm going to go back in with the brush I've just used before the dark brown, the one I used for the wash of colour, and just blend those two together. And it helps buff out that line without dragging any more colour up near the eyebrow. Then I'm going to go in with a even denser brush, and I'm going to use this, I call it coffee creamer colour, because that's what it reminds me of. And tap off the excess and then put that on the lid and on the crease. Just to change the tone a little bit. And just going with that big fluffy brush just to blend that in. And then an even smaller brush, dark brown on the corner, and I'm just popping a little bit of that on the outer V of the eye, just to give that a bit more of a defined look on the corner. And then the same on the other. I'm going to use the brush I used before that just to blend that in. So it's nice, it's natural, it's defined, and I quite like it. So you can make it darker, you can have it lighter, you can use different colours, you can blend more, blend less. It's whatever you feel. You could add a shimmer on the lid, but I'm going to leave it exactly like that because I really like that. So now I'm going to go with foundation. So I'm going to use a really nice natural dewy foundation, which is the Fresh Nude. I'm just going to pop that on the back of my hand, mixing it with a bit of the Drops of Sun. I'll just use a tiny bit. And then I just apply to the face. I like to stipple it around the face so I know that everywhere has got some foundation on. And if I don't blend it straight onto my neck, I may forget. So I always stipple first, and I don't really focus under my eyes because I'm going to pop concealer there. So there's no point layering up makeup in places where you don't need it. So now that's all blended in, I'm going to go back in with my Fresh Nude Serum Concealer. And you just want to do a little bit under the eye there, and then a line going up like that, so it creates the illusion of a lift on the eye. And I always like to put a little bit on my nose and a little bit on my chin to again create that highlight in that lift and that little spot of colour. So I just like to blend it on the outside of the eyebrows, just because I don't like taking my foundation too close to the eyebrows, and then pat that in and then blend it down. Once it's blended, I go in with my foundation brush and just double check that everything's blended and there's no lines. Then what you're going to want to do is set it with the Fresh Nude Face Base. I use the shade 32. Does have a little compact puffer in it, but I like to use this sponge. So what I do is I just dab it into the product with my blender and then just pack on under the eye where I have concealed. And then it sets that in place, and that is not going to budge. And then while that's setting, I like to just get a fluffy brush and just set the rest of my face. I just like to leave that excess under there for a little bit while I do the rest of my face. Then I can brush it off, blend it in. And that's all set. So I'm just going to pop some brow gel on. I always like to brush them up, that is a complete choice to you. Then I'm going to get the palette again and just use that brown shade and just dab a little bit under the eye. So I find it really finishes off the look. So I like to use a smudger brush like this. And then I just get any fluffy brush really and just soften those edges and blend it in. So it just creates a bit of definition under the eye, and I feel like it brings the look together a little bit more. Then we've got bronzer, angled brush. I'm going to be using the Honey Bronze shade 01. But we can also use the Coconut Bronze. They are very, very similar. And remember, you want to be using the fluffy side at the top. It's like easy contour. And just dust that straight over your cheeks and then under your jawline. So you can see the difference. What a little bit of bronzer does make. Sometimes I do tilt it like that as opposed to... I always do it like that under my jawline. I always do like to just tap a bit on my nose as well. But you don't want all the outside of your face bronzed and then the inside not so much. Inside, the middle. And then just on your forehead, you want to be creating that number 3 shape. 3 and a backwards 3. Trying to contour like I have a 2 head when I have a 6 head. Sometimes just a little bit on my chin just to try and bring it together. Then you want to grab your highlighting brush and your setting spray and give that a quick mist. I'm using a powder highlighter and I'm just going to dust that over the cheeks and then up there and on the lip. I really like it when the tip of my nose like proper shines like Rudolph. You can use a fan brush for this as well if you want. It doesn't really matter too much what kind of brush it is. But then finally we're going to go in with a lip pencil and some lipstick. So I'm not sure what this lip pencil is called. I think it's called Beach. But the lipstick is Windsor Rose and my dog's bit the lid off, obviously. So you just want to follow your natural lip line or overline. I sometimes do a little bit at the top. But it's nice to do a cross on the Cupid's bow under there and then join it all together. And you want to be using the side of your pencil, not the tip, or you're going to blunt it immediately. I'm just going to do it in my little mirror here. Then you just want to go in with your lipstick as normal. So that is the completed look. You can obviously alter the look to suit you, but I'm just going to pop some setting spray on. I should have really got another one of these. So that is the finished look. I hope you like it. If you recreate it, please let me know, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.